So the third section here is the Calvinist's idea of the verse to end all verses, as I said, or so thinks the Calvinist. The final tactic of this disciple of Calvin, who I used to think believed in the same Bible Jesus, who died for everyone as I do, was to drop in bold letters what he seemed to think was the verse to end all verses. But as others have pointed out, the cure for Calvinism is to simply keep reading. Appallingly, the very next verse in John chapter 6, which this person was quoting, says the exact opposite of the point the Calvinist was trying to make. Sadly, but not surprisingly, the Calvinist failed to read even one single verse more, because most Calvinists are not actually interested in the truth, but rather in winning an argument and supposedly supporting their position. This is what I have found. It's not about finding truth, not about ditching things that we believe that are wrong in exchange for the truth. No, it's about supporting a system of doctrine for them. So that's why he'll go to John 6:44. Now this is the verse that was brought to the table, John 6:44. And we're going to look at this verse that was brought to the table as the verse to end all verses, to end all argument. No man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. These are the words of Christ, and true words of Christ. No one can come to Jesus except the Father draw him. And put the cross there, because this is what the person was trying to suggest, supports most strongly the notion that Jesus only died for the elect. However, next verse, John 6:45. As I said, just keep reading. The cure for Calvinism, keep reading. One more verse. As it is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of God. All taught of God. Here we have the notion of a universal revelation of God to the world. Every man, therefore, that hath heard and hath learned of the Father cometh unto me. So which ones are drawn and come to Jesus? Of all the people on earth which hear the word, which is everybody has it available by God's grace, those that pay attention to it, learn of the Father, those that hear and learn of the Father will come to Jesus. So sadly, the very next verse, this universal nature of the teaching of God given to all is clearly given and ignored, because the Calvinist doesn't want to believe that Jesus died for all, sadly.